G'day everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Motorsport Republica podcast, and today we're joined by Moto3 rookie Aussie Jacob Roulstone. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Beautiful, awesome. Thanks for coming. It's been Wollongong's awesome, and
on the road again.
Love it. No, that's great. All right, 2024 Moto3 rookie. How you feeling?
Yeah, it's good. A bit nerve-wracking going into the season, but I've got, I think, the best team in the championship to be a part of. And yeah, I feel really gelled with them already. We had the first test after the last round in Valencia, and I felt like I'd been with the team for 2 seasons already, which is good. They're a real family-based team, which that's the environment that I like.
Yep.
It's still super professional, but everyone's kind of having a joke around and including everyone. That's what I like, and it's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. How'd you go on the test? What was it like? Were you nervous about the jump onto the bike?
Yeah, for sure. The whole weekend was kind of, I was bored watching everyone else ride. I just wanted the Monday to come around, but it was good. I was crook on the Sunday, so I was just trying to sleep and get ready for that. But of course the nerves were everywhere.
Yeah.
Like when you enter the box, time to get ready. It's exciting. Quite a couple eyes on you throughout the team. But my engineer from Aspire Junior team from last year got offered a job with me in Tech 3. So it was good that I knew someone that I could gel with, because for sure it's difficult to gel quickly with a crew chief or an engineer. So he became now my crew chief, and the engineer he's got a good relationship with, and as well the 2 mechanics we get along with. But Hervé Poncharal, the team manager and team boss, he's really good guy. Super relaxed, but we're there to work. We're there to work and get good results. So I think I have the best team.
That's great. That's
great.
Definitely
one of the most renowned teams in the paddock in Moto3. Yeah. So it's awesome, mate. And we spoke briefly with your parents before the pod about your pathway into the paddock, and it's quite a traditional pathway. First Aussie to do it that way. So that's exciting as well.
It's been the road to MotoGP pathway.
Yeah. Do you want to run us through that quickly?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough in 2019 to be selected to race in Asia Talent Cup, and alongside that I did raced in the Oceania Junior Cup. I did have to miss 1 or 2 rounds just due to the Asia Talent Cup Championship, but it was good to do the 2 championships. Kind of, I was able to work on the racecraft in OJC for the tight battling and the slower bikes. For then when I went to the the ATC, it was a bit of an advantage. Of course, I struggled a little bit in the start of the ATC. It's kind of hard that you don't have much experience on a Talent Cup bike, but it's good. It's a really good championship. The rider coach there, Diego, is I still talk to him to this day. So he's a good guy, and if you do perform then it's like a mini family, and I don't know how to say it. It's not like a cult, but it's like if you go well and in the road to MotoGP championship, then Anna Espeleta, who runs it, her father is Dorna, so it's she's a good lady to get
on your side.
Then I did both of them in 2019, and then I thought that I was going to get a second year in Asia Talent Cup, but sadly I didn't. But I think that did open a door up for us to move to Europe, because we were thinking about what we were going to do. The pathway that I wanted to be on the Moto3 bikes and the prototype bikes wasn't able to be done here in Australia, so we searched around and were lucky enough to get a part of a team Leopard Impala Junior team in the European Talent Cup Championships, which was alongside the Spanish CV Championship. So yeah, it was a huge sacrifice for my family.
Yeah.
My mum and I moved to Spain in 2020, while my father and my sister stayed here. We kind of moved there, did the first test. We were there for a week, did the first test, and the test day kind of got cut short because everyone needed to go home because there's all this COVID stuff has come up. So it was a big thing. We were considering if we were coming home, if we were staying there, what we're doing. But luckily we made the right decision to stay there, and we did think that we would be able to get more because Europe was going into like a heavy lockdown, and Spain especially, where Australia wasn't at the moment. So yeah, we made the right decision to stay there. Mum and I were in a hotel room for 105 days together, which was all right. But no, then was able to continue well with that season once racing got underway, was lucky enough to get the team agreed for another year. So yeah, we stayed there, came back over Christmas and continued to race for them. They're a really good team. I still have relations with the Impala people, who is a Honda company in Barcelona. But they're just great friends to have still now. But and then in the end of 2021, put an application in for the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup and was lucky enough to get selected for that. Usually they have like a selection event like the Asia Talent Cup where 1,000 people put their names in and they select 300 to go to a track and try out. But I was lucky enough to get selected because they couldn't do the tryouts. We kind of had to put in a resume type thing for a job, and I think 10 of us got selected, which was amazing. I did that 22, 23, and then alongside I moved up into the Junior GP World Championship, which is just Moto3 Junior World Championship with Aspar Junior team, which was good. A bit challenging to gel with the team at the start because they were full Spanish. It's and it's serious then. It's not it's Aspar team. It's not a small team to play around in that championship. So for sure it was daunting for Mum and I moving into that team, but we gelled really well, and was a tricky year 2022. Just a lot of unnecessary incidents which like I had no control of, like just getting taken out and blah blah blah. But no, I just continued working with myself and kept a good relationship with everyone and as well in the Red Bull Rookies Cup. But so was able to last year 2023 to get podiums in both and build good relationships and with a lot of people. And then the ride for Moto3 came around, and it was coming down to the wire that I was thinking that I was just going to do another year at Junior GP, which we had my mum, dad, and myself. We had our goals of what the year was. We accomplished then, and we had our, if we weren't able to get a World Championship ride, then that was fine. We were happy to do another year of that, but quite late in the year, Mazzano, which is like Mum and I were very stressed out because all the teams have been signing riders left, right, and centre. But Hervé Poncharal sent Mum a message and said, "Can we have a meeting?" And it was really, really like a relief that the meeting that we had in his office. And so Mum knew on the Thursday afternoon that she had a meeting with him, and kind of knew that I'd been offered a ride in World Championship, but she didn't tell me. So she just wanted to, because we were racing Red Bull Rookies Cup there as well, so it was the last round of that. She just wanted me to focus on that. But I was stressing as well because I was thinking, you have to think about Red Bull Rookies Cup racing, of course, but you're in that paddock for, it's only 7 rounds in Red Bull Rookies Cup. So when you're in that paddock, you kind of have to talk around, and that's what I was stressed about as well. But Mum just kept telling me to relax and something will happen. Everyone knows that we're looking for a ride. So if a ride comes up, and then at the end of the Sunday morning race for rookies, I was a bit disappointed, just with my result. And I was saying to Mum, it's a bad result. I might not get a ride now, and blah blah blah. And she just said, "Don't worry, it's sorted." And that was a
The relief must have been massive.
Yeah, it was. And then I had to wait around all day. Like, no one was allowed to know, basically, because there was still issues with the other, sorting of the other riders.
Did you sign then and there on that Sunday?
No, so we had to wait around for the Sunday afternoon, and then I had a meeting with him. It was quite quick. It was quite a challenging weekend to get in touch with Hervé, because one of the IRTA representatives passed away the week before, and he's, I think, the president. Hervé is the president of IRTA, so there was quite a bit of challenges with that. But no, we just basically had a quick meeting, welcome to the team, and that he would send everything through. And it's funny, I signed my biggest contract of my life. I signed at a mountain bike park, riding with a mate of mine. So it was I just signed it on Mum's phone, and it was like, I just signed the biggest contract of my life, and it wasn't a paper copy or nothing. So it's quite a funny story that's how I signed it. But no, it's after all the rounds each day, in Junior GP, even before it was announced, Hervé would ask how the day went, blah 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 blah, and it was hard. It was hard to keep it between Mum and I, and Dad. I think when my grandfather knew, he was the one who was struggling to keep his mouth shut. But
telling everyone down at the bowls club and stuff.
Yeah. But no, it was good. Once a lot of people kind of didn't expect it, because they thought that Filippo Farioli was continuing, but he had changed teams. So it was amazing. Once I was able to announce it, and everything was planned for it to be announced on the morning of the Indian GP. So it was good.
Yeah, we got so much to delve in from that, but amazing story. Did he say in that first meeting on Sunday? Did he say that he saw something in you? Did he say that he has been watching you for a while?
Yeah, I basically had in Jerez at the start of the year, when I got my first podium in Red Bull Rookies Cup. He, in the Red Bull Hospitality, the Red Bull teams eat there, but as well Red Bull Rookies Cup, and he said, came over to me and just introduced himself. I'm Hervé, and that was a really, really good race, and that was it. Kind of just he broke the barrier a little bit. Congratulated me, and then in Assen, I saw him, and every time I'd see him in the paddock, I'd always say hello. But in Assen, I kind of had a joke, and I was saying, I'm looking for a ride for next year World Championship. Just thought I'd let you know. And then I was close to getting in fourth. I got fourth by super close to the podium in the first race, and he kind of joked and said, "Well, better if you keep riding like that," just as a bit of a joke. But no, I think I did. I just kept riding, and I think it's interesting what team managers see that you don't realise what they look for, who they talk to. They talk to a bunch of people, and like a thing that I'd had a meeting with another team boss as well, and a thing that he liked about me is that I'd work alone on the track. I wasn't relying on a tow, and that's the main thing that they look for in riders. That's you're there and you believe in yourself, that you can ride that fast and that you're able to ride that fast.
Interesting.
And a weekend that really did that for me was at Barcelona for Junior GP, where I was top 2 every session, alone doing times and super consistent, and I was qualified second by 0.02 to Bequeras, and he had a huge toe as well. So that's what people see, and you don't realise I didn't realize that like Hervé watches all the junior GP races, and they're always checking the results, and yeah, so it's kind of, you always have to. I just go about my own way, and I think that's what they see. And of course, he would talk to the people in Aspar. They have the KTM development people in the team. So yeah, you kind of have to. You can't think that you only have to be nice to this person. I think I'm nice to anyone that I meet. So I think that's something that they see as well. And they like, yeah, you can't. There's no kind of secrets in the GP paddock. You kind of have to. You have to be who you are, and I'm a nice person. I'm nice to everyone. But yeah, you don't think that there's a chef, Jorge Martinez's brother, who's Jorge Martinez Aspar. His brother is the chef at the testing, so he cooks for Aspar team. But he's for sure always talking with with Jorge. Like it's just small things that like you can't muck around. But you're there to work, so that's what people look for.
Yeah, it's incredible, and obviously they take it so seriously. But it's cool that you even said, you were talking to Hervé and everything like that, like just constantly, just almost like nipping at him, planting seeds as well.
Yeah, like I didn't want to be like a pest to him.
Yeah,
I understand that, but they're meeting 100 people a day, so you kind of just wanted to put a face to the name, and I spoke to a person as well in Mugello that said to me, you can't wait for the phone to ring for a Moto3 contract. You kind of have to put your name out there, and that's not like, Mum was my manager, so we're not like that. We're kind of just sit back and relax people. Like we're not like we don't go ask for people. We don't just like that's what you have to do. But I don't like to go to a team and say, oh, I would like to ride for your team.
Yeah, you don't want to seem too desperate.
No, of course not. But no, Mum just said it'll be what it is. We just everyone knows that we're looking for a ride. If it happens, it happens.
That's cool.
Luckily it did.
Yeah, that's all right.
Absolutely. Just want to take it back. You were saying that you got stuck in that year, 2020, through COVID.
Mm-hmm.
What's the mental strength that you had to, like, the mental side of things? What did you endure being away from, you said your father, your sister, not knowing what's going on, having that unknown? How did you get through that? How did your mum help you through that? And how did the team and everyone around all the other people you were with, how did you all get around that together? And what was it like to come back from that not knowing what was going to happen?
For sure tricky. A lot more for my mum, of course. For me, I was 14, I want to say.
Yeah.
So I was young. I didn't really know. It was fine. I spoke to my dad and my sister and my family every second day, just about every day. So yeah, for sure it was tricky to not go insane, being that close to my mum and I for so long. But no, we just had our way of our days, and we made sure to stay busy. Yeah, otherwise I think you do go insane if you sit there and doing nothing. But no, we had the Impala team was really, really good. They were in Barcelona, and when we moved there, we just found a hotel kind of in between Barcelona and Valencia that if we needed to go to somewhere, we could go there. If we needed to go to Valencia, we could go there. If we needed to go to Barcelona, we could go there. But yeah, I think they're a big family, so I think they were always kind of looking out for us. But we were there with another family as well, which we moved over at the same time. He did 2 years just racing there, but yeah, it was good to at least have other people there, because for sure if it was by ourselves, it would be a little bit more tricky. At least we had we were able to walk 2 doors down, knock on it, put our masks on, and go into there, because this hotel was kind of all the hotels were shut basically. Besides, like, this one was allowed to stay open because it had 2 families that had just moved from Australia to here. So yeah, luckily they had a underground car park that we were able to kind of run about and be in the hotel rooms all day, which was nice.
Yeah, for sure. There you go. That's handy having that little space downstairs. For sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was just going to say, what's your background in riding like? Like, are you from? I think you did some dirt track and won a few national titles there. Has it been motocross, dirt track, or?
I kind of just grew up around it. My cousins raced motocross. They're much older than me, but I just grew up around it. And then via family friends, Ben Burke, who used to race BSB. I just wanted to be like him. And I think I just loved bikes from when I was younger.
Yeah.
We spent every Christmas down at my cousin's place, Wallashaw Haven River down at Nowra, and like they had a track there. And when I was old enough to get a PW50, it was whenever I could touch the flat foot on the ground. That's when Santa rang it. But no, I just grew up around it. I loved it. I think bike mad, and yeah, just started with that, and with motocross. Like I didn't have any thought of doing. I don't even think I knew what road bikes were back then.
Yeah, it always seems a bit away.
But yeah, so it was always Dad did a bit of club riding and just loved it. But yeah, I just grew up around it, and then did some motocross racing for a couple of years, but I wasn't able to train. I think for motocross you have to train at least 2 times a week to keep up with it. And just for my side and for my parents' side, the jumps for the little bikes were getting too big, and it was getting a little bit risk versus reward wasn't the best. So we decided to switch to flat track, and like Dad's plan and Mum's plan, that they wanted to try guide me toward road racing when I'd go to flat track, because that was like flat track's a boundary, all good Australian road races start off with flat track, and because a good foundation for the bike control with losing the front, sliding the rear, and I still do it to this day for training. But so I was able to go quite well at flat track. Won I think 3 Australian titles. So that was good. And then tried a bit of road, and I loved it straight away. So
Awesome.
It was good. We didn't. Dad does a lot of research on things, so he did a lot of research on what would be the best training to do. And we just got like a NSF 100, a 12-inch bike, and just did a lot of training at the kart track just near here, and just focused on ourselves, and just did a lot of that, a lot of fundamentals and kind of like drill training. And then we did a bit of, like, I had a Morawaki 80. I think it was Jason O'Halloran's, so it was quite...
That's cool.
Yeah, it's quite an old bike from when he was younger. But no, we just did a lot of days at like Murray Valley and Marulan. And yeah, did a couple track days on it at Eastern Creek. So yeah, and then just switched to like a bit better Morawaki 80, which is the frame of the RS 125. And then from that to then a Talent Cup bike. Yeah. But no, it was good. Dad does. I think I'm proud that Dad did it as a fundamental. Yeah. Got like I'd kind of train on a bit faster bike, like on flat track and stuff. If I'd trained on an 85, then I'd race on a 65 to kind of get just comfortable with the faster speeds. Yeah. And then make the race bikes feel slower, which I still do to this day. So
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Do the teams give you like a training program as well? Like if you go in obviously your team now or Aspar, do they like say this is what we kind of want you to do over the off season, or is it just free reign?
They want you to be training. They don't really say you have to do this and this.
Yeah.
With Aspar we did kind of like training stages. So we did like 5 or 6 times a year, 2 days training with like the team. So that was on like small CRF 125s, like flat track days, and then on karting tracks as well. So they were the main things that they would set. But no, it's not like the team. The team doesn't really set much. They want you to, they know that I'm going to be riding like 600s and big bikes when I go back, and that's what they want.
Yeah.
They want you to keep active on the bike, and they knew that I did some riding here, off-road and road, and yeah, they just, over the break, they just want you to stay bike fit, basically. Because it's a lot of riding this year, so yeah.
Bike fit, something that we don't know, unfortunately, but
Wish we did.
Yeah, it's interesting talking to riders over our journey with doing this podcast, and fitness is such a big thing that we don't look at when you're watching a race weekend. Like, these guys are practicing, 3 hours, qualifying, race. It's a lot of riding, so you got to be so super fit. Looking forward to 24, what's the goal?
Rookie of the year. That's my goal. And to get another year with the team.
Yeah.
That's the goal. I was 12th in the test. I think third rookie, which was good. First KDM, which
That's really good.
yeah, which is good as well. But yeah, the main thing that was in the discussion as well is to help Holgado win the championship. I have to be a good team player. That's the plan with the team. And I agree with that. I like to work with the teammate as well. It was a bit tricky in Aspar because there was 3 Moto3 riders, so it's always more tricky like that. But no, I think Holgado's a really good person to work with.
You spend a little bit of time with him?
Yeah, just like he's ex-Aspar rider as well in junior GP, so yeah, it was we knew of each other in there. But yeah, just the kind of small day as my teammate, I just gelled well with him, and he's there for the same reason as me, there to work and to win races.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do feel like it's going to be a good year to gel with him. But yeah, of course, the first person you want to beat is your teammate as well. So I know that. My goal, I know it's not very realistic to go in there and say that I'm going to win every race in my first season. Of course, I'm going to try and work my ass off every single race. But yeah, that's not the team expectation. The team expectation is just to continue working. They're seeing the improvement, and then yeah, hopefully fight for Rookie of the Year and then a second year in the team.
Oh, that's so exciting. You must be itching. So, from our point of view, the Moto3 category looks like probably the best racing in the world. What is it like to ride that bike?
It's a tricky bike because like the Honda and KTM, you both have to ride them differently.
Right.
But yeah, I built a style up on. I had a style, and then when I moved to the European Talent Cup, I had to then get rid of that style. And then when I had to come back to the Moto3 bike, when I started the Moto3 bike, you have to kind of get your old style back. So it's a tricky bike. It's quite basic, but then very complex. Yeah, you kind of have to ride it more of like a super bike. The KTM side is more point and shoot, where the Honda's more flowing. But the KTM the Honda is quite flat. Where the KTM is very kind of divey. Like you do have a lot of. I'm a rider who likes a lot of confidence on the front.
Yeah. And
like I have a lot of confidence on the front with a bike. I was kind of like for setup point of view as well. Last year I didn't change it too much. It's like you do change the small things, but it's a basic bike at the end of the day. You don't have you do have traction control that, but no one uses it. But the main thing we just changed is just the engine braking in the gears. That's the major electronics that we use. And yeah, I think it's better like that as well, because at the end of the day, it's the rider.
Yeah.
They want to make it basic for the riders, because like Moto2 as well, there's different chassis and stuff like that as well. So, but when there's the same, it's basically the same in Moto3. That's where they see the good riders. And like I've seen some things of the Ducati bosses, like seeing Jorge Martin through how good he was in Moto3, and that's basically when they wanted him. So there's just some simple things that I said before that they watch, And yeah, I think that's why Moto3 is such a competitive and close championship, because everyone's on the same machinery.
Yeah, we were having this conversation this morning about it's such a good thing for the sport for the bikes to be so similar, so then you can see the best rider win. Is there going to be some tech changes this year going into with a slight different bike or anything like that, slightly different rules? There was some trialling, some different fairings and stuff.
Oh, and they're running Pirelli tyres now, isn't it?
Yeah. So all the all the Road and MotoGP classes or Junior GP classes and Moto3 and Moto2 are switching to Pirelli. They're good. Their diameter is a bit bigger, so it's a bit strange to get used to, but they're really, really good. A lot of grip. But yeah, with the bike as well, it's for the Honda, for the KTMs. It's a brand new bike for the 2024 season. So the past AM models have been like the same from 2020 to 23. And in 22 and 23, my two teammates in Aspar were the test riders for them. So I was on the standard bike and they were on the newer bikes. But Holgado rode it for us at the test. And then he backed up because he smashed the lap record by a full second.
Jeez.
It's quick.
So yeah, I did a lap and I was 0.2 off the lap record and I thought, I must be like first or second in the test, and I come in and I'm in 8th position because everyone's just gone quicker. But no, in the last session of the test, I tried the new bike and it's wicked fast.
Is it a lot different?
Yeah, basically it's still a Moto3 at the end of the day, but a lot of the things are like compared to what I was riding before, just main thing. There's quite a lot of things different.
Yeah.
Even like I rode Farioli's bike, which was the 23 bike, for the first 2 sessions, and like it's the same bike as the FIM basically. I was on the 22 bike in FIM, and it's the 23, but everything's basically the same. But it's just like you have a different clutch. It's more it's the KTM factory clutch in World Championship, so it's more kind of stiff. And then of course you have it's the top specs. So in FIM you have the 2-3-year-old specs. So yeah, you have the best of the best in the World Championship, and with the new KTM, I think it's a little bit as well longer, like the seat space. So for me, being a little bit taller than the usual Moto3 rider, it's in my advantage as well. But it's going to be. It was a bit tricky to gel with the Pirelli tyres, but no, I think it's going to be a good combination.
That's cool. With the Moto3 bikes, I can't remember. Do they have a quick shifter or anything like that? So is that just up and down?
No, so it's like you still have to use the clutch. It has a slipper clutch. But yeah, full, like the quick shift, you don't even feel a gap in it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like you can be full banked over and flick it, which is fine. Where like the European Talent Cup bikes, if you're on an angle, it's a little bit sketchy. But no, basically it's fine going up gears, and then down gears it's just with the clutch super quick. And what was tricky to learn with is like for the engine brake to engage with the electronics, you basically from 6 to first you have to just bang down the gears and then just dump the clutch. Like you're not meant to feed it, because if you feed it, then the clutch doesn't engage for the engine braking. So like the first time I got told that you have to do it, you go boom boom boom, wah, and it's like that's awful feeling.
Yeah.
But it's what you have to do to engage it, and that was the main thing to get around the electronics, that you have to do that. But other than that, it's basically just like launch control, different mapping, and the engine braking there and the quick shifter. They're the main electronics that there are.
So the launch controls are just a button device.
Yeah, it's just 2 buttons that you hold, and then for a split second, and then the dash comes up with lights and launch mode, and because we used Del Auto in Junior GP, but now we're using for Hondas it's Del Auto and then the data system Del Auto, but for KTM's it's Del Auto dash and then 2D data systems, because everyone has to use Del Auto in FIM, but for World Championship we use 2D dashes, which is just a little bit it's just more basic, which I like. But of course, like you think it's not a big thing, just a dash with 2 shift lights, but it is quite challenging to get used to, just where like if you're in a corner, you kind of glimpse for gears and just simple things. But yeah, it's good. I do prefer that. It's more of like the basic. The Delorto looks like an iPad type dash. It's quite big. Where the 2Ds is just quite a lot more basic. But they got the bright LEDs, which I like. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
And do you, when you like engage the launch control and everything, and obviously you take off, are you just dumping the clutch, or do you still have to feed it out?
You still have to feed it. I saw a clip of Vignales in GP, and they just dump the clutch like that, and the trust to have is ridiculous.
I know.
But no, you still have to feed it. Like 3 or 4 people don't use launch control, but yeah, I like it. It's just kind of, you don't need to focus too much on the throttle. Then you can just go like full throttle, and then just when the lights come on, it's full gas, and then when they go out, you just have to learn how to feed the clutch.
Yeah.
But yeah, the launch control does help with that it doesn't go too high up.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you shift to second gear, it's from first to second, it just disengages.
Do those 4 riders choose not to use it, or they just don't have it on their bikes?
No, they choose not to use it.
So why would that be? They just prefer that.
Some people like the good old kind of waiting, revving, but
Yeah, wow. It's just transformed MotoGP. Like you can see the different devices on the different bikes and like how big an advantage it is now.
That's only in Moto3. In Moto2 and MotoGP, everyone
would use it. Yeah.
Especially in MotoGP.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just choice and
Interesting.
and like a force of habit that they may have not gotten good starts with launch control, so they blame it on that.
Don't talk to Maverick Vinales about good starts.
Do you have any, speaking of launches, do you have any superstitions, or like, do you do anything prior to your launch? Like some people rub a tank, or...
Yeah, I have my little things that I do. I think every rider does, or you're not a racer if you don't have your own superstitions, I think. But yeah, it's just like the way I get ready, the warm-ups, and I prefer to have like a habit that I do it every time. So then it's like a superstition as well. But then you don't forget things. So you have your way of getting ready, and the music you play, the warm ups, it's just the way you put your helmet on. You speak to it's all kind of like a force of habit now.
Yeah, nice. What's pump up song of choice?
Anything with a bit of high amping is good. Yeah.
Nice.
Not Eye of the Tiger. Rocky
4.
That might be my intro song all through the track on the speakers.
I like it. Very good.
Oh, that's grouse. That's so good. How competitive is the Red Bull Rookies Cup? It must be, I'm guessing, pretty full on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a strange championship, but in a good sense, because everyone's on the exact same bike.
Yeah.
Everyone looks the exact same. It's like four riders to one mechanic, or 5 riders to one head mechanic. So the mechanic works for the Rebel Rookies Cup, and then you take like a helper. So I had just my FIM, my junior GP mechanic come along, where most have like their fathers. But yeah, then they're the main things. It's very strict. You're not allowed to do anything to the bikes.
Yeah.
If you change I don't even think you can change the tyre pressures to down a little bit or up a little bit. It has to be the same for everyone, which I like. And that's why it's such a competitive championship. It's a bit, first to last is a bit bigger gap than like junior GP, but then the top 12, 13 in rookies is super, super close. And the only thing is the gap is because it's a selective championship. So they're tricky, like super, super tricky bike to ride. I wasn't the biggest fan of it.
Okay.
They had newer bikes for us in 24, just like 23, like different fairings. I think a little bit different frame and brakes and stuff like that, which I did suit and I enjoyed more. But like 22, I just didn't really like it at all. But you just have to put that to the back of your mind and just ride the thing.
Yeah, for sure. And it's so competitive. And what's it like when you're in those big groups of riders? You know, there's 10 riders. It's always amazing in Moto3, and it's going to happen obviously this year. Like you're stuck in the middle of the pack. Like you're thinking, oh my God, I'm so close to this person in front and there's a guy behind me, or is it just you're just in the zone?
you're in the zone.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's the same with all the riders. You have that much trust in the person you're riding half a metre next to. Of course, if it gets close, it gets a bit...
Elbows out.
Yeah, it gets a bit nerve-wracking, but if you, like, I'm sure that this year, if you're in that position at the front, you have to put your elbows out, otherwise you'll get bullied, basically.
Yeah, that's right.
And like you have to show that you're there and you can fight with them, and that's like I'm happy to do that. I think there's this in the World Championship side. There's a lot more respect between the top riders than like the junior GP side and the rookie side. But of course, at the end of the day, everyone's wanting to win. So I'm wanting to win as much as the guy next to me. So you have to give it your all. But yeah, there's a lot of trust between all the riders. Some know, but yeah, it's like World Championships.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most aggressive motor racing categories in the world. Like we watch it and we go, oh my God, you know, like we look at the Leopard situation in Qatar.
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably have an opinion on that.
one of my close mates is a Umu, so that's my side.
Okay.
There you go.
But no, it's some things are a little bit, you know,
Too far.
Yeah, things happen. Like for that sense, I know that a lot of us who were watching it didn't agree with that. But
Yeah.
then the Leopard fans did. But
That's it.
But yeah, if that was me riding, I would have hated that. But,
Yeah.
But no, Umu handled it good.
Yeah, he came out the next week and the next round and won the race. So he handled it brilliantly.
Yeah, he's really, really good person to know and like have in your corner,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Do you have any other mates in the paddock who in the Moto3 or Moto2 or MotoGP?
Yeah, like I know Mila quite well.
Yeah.
We're not best of mates, but if we pass each other, we'll stop and talk all the time. Or if we're at training at the same time, we'd always chat and that. But yeah, I've got like a few in Moto2, Senna as well. I've grew up with him riding. We separated a little bit when we went overseas because you're trying to do the same thing, make it to where we're both going into. But I think it's a good thing that we both started. He started a 2 months before me, but we're both moving into the World Championship together.
Yeah.
And it's good for Mum to have Jonathan, his dad as well, someone there. But yeah, I do have quite a couple mates in the classes. Colin Vire, I'm mates with as well, and yeah, I don't have any enemies who I'm not friends with in the MotoGP.
Not yet. Exactly.
But
it is interesting. Like we spent some time obviously in the back of the paddock for Phillip Island. We have for many years. It's just interesting seeing the different the characters around and who's friends, who's not friends, and
I think it's everyone's a bit too friendly.
About time someone said that.
Yeah, but some of the things that like fist bump and exiting out of pit lane, I don't. Yeah, that's cool if it's your brother on a track day or something like that. But from my side, I'm there to beat. As soon as the helmet goes on me, I'm not friends with anyone.
Killer
I
mentality.
love that.
Yeah, that's
great.
awesome.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
too like. Of course, you have to have respect for everyone, but yeah, I don't mind. I don't care if no one likes me. I'm there for a reason, and I'm not there to make friends. I'll go to the pub if I want to make friends.
I love that white line fever. You know, cross that path and you got your helmet on and you just
of course, and that's what you have to think.
all the greats do it.
Yeah,
all the greats.
You've seen it over the line. If it's car racing or motorcycle racing, they're there to win. And you know, you look at Rossi, he played those mind games all those years. Marquez, same thing. Schumacher in the F1, whatever it is, like it's what it is.
Who'd you look up growing up? Did you have a favourite rider or?
When I'm like, it was always like Casey, of course.
Yeah.
But I didn't really follow even like MotoGP until like second year kind of racing, like properly. My first GP, we went in Malaysia. We went to Dad and I went just to watch the Asia Talent Cup tryouts. But yeah, of course Marquez. That's still my hero, like of a rider. Just the way that what he can do on a bike. yeah, I'm not a Rossi fan. I'm a Marquez fan, but
I like this kid.
I think we got enough of that. We can.
saying that in Italy, Mugello isn't very good.
Oh,
It's not a smart thing to say.
They don't turn up anymore at those races.
No.
That's actually.
As soon as Rossi's left, they don't even go. So don't worry about it.
We went to Mugello in 2022 for rookies.
Oh yeah.
And I was surprised. Like my helper of that year was like, oh yeah, the year before it was packed.
Yeah.
You couldn't see a single bit of grass, and we were there, and it was, oh no, Rossi's not there, so no one's going
It's
to go.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, but
it's true. Yeah.
But now last year it was huge because of Pecco. But
Yep.
But every GP you go to, it's always Rossi fans for sure. You see more Rossi fans than anyone.
It's
else.
amazing.
It's crazy.
He's amazing. Like how he marketed himself. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's
for
just
sure.
incredible.
Changed the sport for the better as well.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Do you see stuff like what Marquez does or Jorge Martin, whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm going to try and copy that style, or do you just kind of do your own thing?
We style like you're born with a style, and like when some coaches try to say like you have to be see this rider, you have to be that style. You don't. For my sense, everyone's different. It's the same with like clothing style. Not everyone wears the same clothes, but you wear it. But it's my style that I've adapted, and for sure you see some things on riders on the like the Moto3 class that I might try and change a bit of that, and then it becomes your own way. I do like quite a bit of like video analyzation of myself, and used to see small things, and like one of the things I was doing like in 2020, I changed for 21 because I just hated how it looked kind of like on the video and the photos, so I changed it, and it helped me.
Oh, there you go.
Which is good. You kind of, for sure, the GP bikes as well. They have a different style of how you have to ride. But you can learn things off those riders. But what I think is really like you're born with a style and how you have to ride it, and it's not everyone which is able to do that.
That's the beautiful thing I reckon about motorcycle racing though, is you can almost see someone's personality through their style. Like you can
100%.
see Jorge Lorenzo, he was so smooth and he like gracefully went through the corners. And then you can see Marquez, he's so hard on the brakes, the back end will be like, twitching going in. And he'll either make that corner or launch himself into orbit. There's no in between. With style, I've always wanted to ask someone this, because obviously we are three hack motorcycle riders and can hardly turn a throttle.
Oh, speak for yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, geez, check my MotoGP 23 profile. I've won a few championships.
Won by 35 seconds, wasn't it? On
Something like
Suzuki.
that. Got booted from factory Ducati. Won him a championship.
Dangling the leg out. Do you do that when you're going into a corner? Is it like a balance thing and hard braking? What's the whole reason for it?
Yeah, I always thought that it was something that Rossi did, and was kind of like looking at people now like laughing at him. But no, it's kind of works as a counterweight, I find.
Okay.
Not every corner I pull my leg out, but when you're for sure, because when you're going like at turn 2 at Valencia, you're braking super, super hard. The rear hit steps up, which is normally, but I find when your foot's on the peg, I don't have as much kind of balance, and it's like backing it in on flat track, I find. There's some that do it to an extent. A funny story I was doing a track day at Barcelona, and this guy, I don't know what class it was, into turn 1 at Barcelona's a right hander, and he sits up and puts his left leg out. So I think he's doing a bit too much analysis on the GP riders, but no, it's like a counterweight, I find. And,
Okay.
Sometimes like some corners it doesn't work, but a lot of corners it does work. It's basically for my sense, when I feel the rear wheel come up braking hard, it's to balance that, and then when you're sliding into the corner to balance that as well.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, we've always wanted that because it is a new style or new generation style since Rossi. Doesn't help with braking at all, with dragging that foot along the round or anything like that. That's all just counterbalance.
It's not. You just destroy boots, I find.
Yeah.
But no, some riders do it a lot. Like just some riders can destroy a boot a session, which is incredible.
It's
just the
crazy.
surface. I know that Nakagami was doing that,
Really?
and they basically said to me, we have to relax a little bit. But
He's got to finish in
Not-
the top
not-
10 first. And then he might, then he can
He's
use
got a
as many-
certain quota of boots tacker.
Yeah.
I thought it was just from crashing, but maybe it is from
Yeah,
sliding
he
it.
wouldn't be worried in the race. He'd be fine. He's normally done the first 5 laps. Poor Tucker. He's a bit of a
Punching bag.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
give him a bit of shit on the pod, but
He's also a cult hero at this at the same time.
yeah, true. He is.
Got a
yeah,
few
yeah.
good clips out of him.
But it's funny you mentioned that. Like if you look at Bautista, he wore through a pair during a
Yeah.
race once, and his bloody toe was showing through his boot. The bottom of the
Yeah.
boot. It's crazy.
yeah, it's some people do it too much, but it's their own style, as I said
That's it.
before. Like for my sense, I can go through 6 rounds and need a replacement sole, but yeah, some riders. I know that one of my mates at the Moto3 test went through like 6 boots in 3 days or something, which is incredible.
Jesus.
But and that's only the left foot. But yeah, it's everyone's style.
It's crazy how it works. Do you find it helps with your setup at all? Like getting off the bike a little bit more as well, or no? Not really.
I don't think of it really. I'm sure it probably does. Like I'm sure that like Brad and Jack, you've never seen put his foot out, I don't reckon. Which is interesting, but like Jack, he has a different style as well, and I'm sure that like they have a completely different setup on the bike. But no, I don't think it does.
Yeah.
It might, but I have no clue that it does. But yeah, it's I just find it as I'm used to flat track, so
Yeah.
that's for that,
That's what it is.
and just a counterweight basically. That's what I find it the most.
Nice.
Are we ready for some fan questions?
I love
James?
it. Yeah, we got some fan questions for you. So,
Too easy.
put out a post on Insta and thank you for everyone for replying. We couldn't get to everyone, so we
Yeah.
just tried to choose the best 4. All right, first one for you, Jacob. At Benzino Gasolino, do you think Moto3 is too aggressive? And we kind of touched on it a little bit, but
Some riders, yes.
okay.
I think you guys might know the names, but
There's a few that spring to mind.
but sometimes it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, I know the person got a bit of a wording too at the end of 22. But yeah, it's as I said, it's racing, and everyone wants to be the first one over the line.
Yeah.
For sure, there's a boundary that you don't cross, but yeah, it's getting better, which Dorna and MotoGP are pushing a lot for. Like they would still want the close racing, but they want they don't want that line to be crossed.
Yeah.
Which all the riders don't want them.
Yeah.
Don't want for the people to cross it. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, all these young kids growing up watching Marquez, who is arguably probably the most aggressive rider in recent history. So I suppose a lot of those guys are going to get that as an influence as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's they're pushing a lot for like junior GPs, super strict now. Just with like the rules, and you can't do a lot. But that's what they're pushing through. So then the riders, like this I think 7 rookies this year, us 7 rookies are taking that to Moto3, and then they're implementing it there. So that's what they're trying to do. But yeah, when you watch, excuse me, when you watch Marquez,
Yeah,
Yeah.
It sticks with you.
If the goat, as some people think, is doing it, then you know that's like I want to be like him. So it's a natural thing. So
What do you think as well, is leading on to that, is with all the towing, I know you were talking about towing before, like in Moto3 qualifying, it's always been a problem. Like, is that something where you just is it just something you have to do, or are you just more just like, I'm just going to do my own laps and just see where I land?
In Junior GP, they implemented a thing where, so the start of so we had a strange thing. It was like you had the Thursday practice, Friday was official time practice, but didn't mean anything. But then for the Moto3 class on the Saturday morning, you had a 40-minute practice, and that determined qualifying 1 or 2. And that one's for the practice and qualifying 1 or 2, which was new to this year. They had you could exit pit lane, like green light, 60 seconds, and then after that, if for example, I exit pit lane and then there's someone behind me, I can go through, but then the guy behind has to wait 5 seconds.
Okay.
So that's the thing that and like slow sectors as well. They don't have it in Moto3. They have, I think that they might be implementing it, but so then you exit and you can't really then wait for the rider behind you.
Yeah.
Which I like. Like Jerez this year in Junior GP, there was like our 3 teammates, like myself and my 2 teammates went out. We were, I think, the top 5 or something like this, and about 10 riders come out behind us. So it's, for sure it's a pain in the ass, but for my side, like as I was saying before, Barcelona, I was able to be 0.02 off someone who qualified pole,
With no help.
who had a toe and he had a help. But I do think if you're someone who's always looking for a toe and like looking behind, then I think that you don't have, you're not fast enough. You don't think that you don't believe in yourself that you can do that. So yeah, that's why, like, of course you need a slipstream at some tracks and sometimes, but if you have enough belief to do it with yourself, then if you're 2 tenths faster than the rest of the track, and then you don't lose the 2 tenths on the straight. But yeah, it's a challenging thing that they're trying to eliminate, but I think there's nothing really that they can change about it. Yeah, it is, but people see it. As I was saying before, like the team bosses see it, and yeah, they don't like it, but but yeah, it's a thing that's there.
It's definitely there, that's for sure. K-Bomb 63. Are the Red Bull rookie bikes the same spec as the Moto3 Grand Prix bikes?
No, they're I think 2016 models.
Okay.
Or even older. Nothing's the same really. Like the speed of them, like a European Talent Cup bike has similar top speed to them, but then the Red Bull rookies bike has a little bit more acceleration. So there's not, like, of course the tyres are the same and stuff like that, but it's they're quite different bikes. They're still a Moto3, but it's like an older Moto3.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why they're trying to get a little bit newer.
Yeah.
Like for this year, for last year, sorry, and they're doing it. They're doing it better. That they've now got like the 17 fairings and just a few small things.
Okay.
But no, they're not the same year model bikes.
There you go. When you're riding as well, because you're so hunched over, like we went to Chris Vermeulen's place and we sat on his, obviously different, but we sat on his Suzuki MotoGP bike, and like you're so hunched over. Do you just get used to being in that position, like your back, your neck looking up, like are you sore after each session, or?
You just get used to it.
Yeah.
For sure, it's good a physio session after, but no, you get used to it, and it's I do find it a lot comfortable. You kind of grow up with this position that whenever you hop on a bike, it's that same position. But no, I find it comfortable.
That's all right. That's good.
Yeah.
What have we got? I Spy 2 Wheels. What is the team environment like in the junior series compared to the World Championship?
I feel, from my sense, I had like at the back end of last year, I feel I put a lot of pressure on myself and for needing to perform to get a World Championship ride. But that's as well the team members are pushing. For sure, if it's your first year in both junior and world, there's not a lot of pressure on you. There's a lot of, they just want to see improvement. But I do think I haven't really experienced the World Championship too much, but in the day I've spent in the paddock, it's when it's work time, and it's not stuffing around. You don't have, like in junior GP, you have 2 or 3 practices on the Thursday, 2 practices on the Friday, and then a practice and then a qualifying. Where in Moto3, it's I think 2 practices and a time practice and then qualifying. Where it's all in. It's basically Friday practice and then Saturday qualifying. So it's a lot shorter. So that's when you have to make use of the times, and your out laps and in laps as well. You have to be on it, and that's where things that the team members can try something else on those laps. But I haven't spent enough time
Yeah.
for that in there. I'm sure that there'll be quite a lot of pressure on Danny's side for this year.
Yeah.
Because third year in the championship has to basically win it. And I think that's a good thing for me, that it's more relaxed and it's more focused on, like I understand I'm the second rider this year.
Yeah.
I'll try not to be at the end of it. But yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's a good way to look at it, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a very mature way of looking at it,
Yeah.
and you're gonna get success from that, and not worrying about it, not worrying about a toe. These are sort of the mental things that that people notice, you know. So, last question from Bobcat74. What is your favourite track you've raced at so far, and what track are you most looking forward to in the 2024 season?
I have to say Phillip Island.
Good.
I think I'll be in trouble if I don't. But it's probably, like, I've ridden on it 3 times. 2018 twice, and then 2019 once. So I'm waiting for other people to say, oh, it's your home track. You're going excited for that, but I've ridden Valencia more, basically. So
True.
no, that's the track I'm most looking forward to racing, and the GP. Like, I'm already super excited for it then. But for sure, I love, like, all the European tracks. The Aston's an incredible track, so fast and flowy, and then like Sepang and Qatar, super wide. Yeah, I don't really have a specific favourite track. Any track I go well, it's one of my favourite tracks, which I like.
Is there a track that you are a bit more nervous to go? Like, I think Portimao, for instance, scary track. Like, look, watching that on the TV just looks like that. Even the first corner for me looks crazy on a bike. So
it's a daunting track. For sure, like, we went there in 2020, and this before they resurfaced it, and I went out and there was the first lap FP1, and there was oil on the track, which we didn't know, and I crashed the first lap. So of course, it just changes your mindset. But I've become to like it more, and you have to force yourself to like it. I haven't had my best races there, but I'm hoping to change it this year. But that one for sure is tricky. Le Mans as well. The chicanes are really, really tricky because you see it all on TV and they seem a lot wider than they actually are. But they're so tight.
It's like one line in, isn't it?
Yeah. You have like the back straight at Le Mans, and then where you go like under the tunnel and there's the chicane there.
Left, right, yeah.
That's incredibly tight where you don't, like, I remember the first lap we all went out and everyone went straight to the chicane because no one realised how tight it was, even on the track wall. You do the left corner, and then as you go to switch to the right, you're already past the corner. So it's that's probably a tricky track to get used to, but I really like that track as well. I've ridden majority of the GP tracks.
That's good.
Yeah, will be interesting, India and Kazakhstan. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to them all.
Do you handle the heat okay?
Yeah, I handle it fine. I did Asia Talent Cup where it's 40 degrees, 90% humidity.
Perfect training for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's full on. I reckon the one that would scare me as well would be Coda. It's just such a big track.
Yeah, it seems very physically demanding as well. Moto3 bikes, let alone MotoGP bikes, but no, I'm looking forward to all the tracks and all the trouble, and for sure it's going to be a difficult season. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah,
we're excited. We're very excited for you.
That's bloody awesome. Anything else for you boys?
No, mate, that's fantastic conversation.
Yeah.
You're a very switched on young bloke, and we're very excited for you. So
thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much for coming on. Yeah. Where can we find you on all your socials?
Instagram is the main one.
Yep.
I think it's Jacob.Roulstone.
Yep.
That's the main one, and then I've got a link to my website as well.
We'll put the link down here.
Yeah.
No, perfect. And then Facebook as well. But yeah, my Instagram, and then also Rebel KTM Tech 3. Well, it's changing. It's not Rebel KTM anymore. No, there's a change happening with that. But But yeah, cool. I think it's Tech 3 Racing, which is their Instagram as well. Which on the weekends they post crazy amount, which is good. But yeah, they're the main ones that you can
Beautiful.
follow.
Cool.
Awesome,
Awesome,
man.
man.
Thanks so much
Thanks
for
so much.
coming
Thank you for
on.
having me.
Good luck with all this year. We'll be rooting for you. We'll be staying up late and make sure we watch you. But thanks again so much for coming on, man. You're
Thank you.
an awesome bloke. It's been
Yeah.
a really interesting chat, and we honestly just wish you the best.
And we're looking
Rest of
forward
the year.
to see if we can catch up over the Phillip Island
for
weekend.
Sure, for sure.
That'd be awesome.
Perfect. Thank you.
Beautiful. Awesome.
boys.
Thanks,
Cheers,
guys.
boys.
Cheers.